Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Socks and Stripes Forever. Here we are on a balmy April 17th.
Yep, 17th, Monday.
Now, today is tax day.
That's
that
right.
correct?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. Now, are you scrambling after
Nope.
the show to do
Nope,
taxes?
done.
Okay.
Done. I take them to somebody.
You take your taxes to somebody.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, the state takes them.
yeah. Somebody
We were
takes
just
them, right?
talking about that.
I know. Well, how did you make out this year? Do okay?
No,
specifics?
all the extra overtime.
Didn't work out in your favor.
It never does it?
Okay. I don't think I got around to telling you this, and I don't like to
All right.
divulge personal information. But
There's only 2 people watching.
Professor, I'll just tell him at work and anybody else. But this year, the first time in many a moons that I actually had to pay at the end of the year. So I didn't get any money back this year. I only owed $300.
Yeah, that's
which
not bad.
in the grand scheme of things isn't much.
And it's their money. We got to always remember that.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, because listen, first of all, I paid in taxes this year
Okay.
what some people make for the entire year.
We both pay what people make more than what people make in a year.
Right.
And we're not bragging.
Right, exactly. It's just
a fact.
It's a fact of how much we pay in taxes.
That's it.
I mean, I've had paychecks where I've had more taxes taken out of my paycheck than paychecks that I've taken home in the past. If that makes any sense.
Or the job before this one.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It hurts. Put it down. So to see at the end of the year when I pay this much money in taxes,
And you have to pay more.
of the year, and then I got to pay more at the end of the year. But you know why? Because my new wife was on Obamacare last year and got a tax credit for healthcare because she was uninsured for a period of time. So they gave her, I want to say it was $1,500. And so
Our $1,500.
So she got a check for $1,500.
So you gave her a check for $1,500.
Automatically got deducted out of my tax return.
There's something not right there, man.
Right, because I was slated because my sister is my accountant, which sounds weird, right? But she works for my dad's cousin who is my accountant, but she does my taxes now. And so she texted me, she's like, "Hey, you're gonna get $1,300 back," and I was like, "Sweet." so I come up and they're like, "Mr. Rossi, we're really sorry, you owe $300."
So
That's
so
my
they,
tax
they took the
season.
$1,500 and applied it.
They deducted it.
I mean, deducted it. Why? Because
It was like a tax credit that they because she had. They explained it to me. It's actually rather complicated, and I've heard a lot of people that this has happened to because a lot of people had to enroll for Affordable Act, AH whatever last year, and to do so, they would give you, if you didn't use up to a certain amount, they would pay you the rest out, and so that ended up happening to Megan. So they gave her money, and then at the end of the year, I think maybe because she got onto our health care, that she was no longer eligible for any of that, poor person stuff. So
careful. Careful.
I know. So
that was embarrassing.
Well, she's with the high rollers now.
hey, we worked hard to get to where we are. Am I right or am I wrong?
Hey, they don't call it Cadillac for nothing.
That's it.
so she was, with the Hyundai insurance, and now she got the Cadillac.
I like it.
So,
but Hyundai's a nice car.
So I know. That was the wrong model to come.
Festiva, or whatever those are called.
Fiat or Festiva or whatever. So anyways, next year I should be better off.
I didn't understand anything you just told me.
I didn't either.
And there's
The
no
heat's getting to me, man.
it's no wonder Obamacare went down the tubes, isn't it?
Oh my God, I know. So
here's $1,500. What?
Yeah. So.
And wait a minute. What do you mean you're taking it off my taxes?
Yeah. So the hard working man gets screwed again, right? But
mine was because of all the overtime.
which I find unusual because
No, there's a lot.
yeah, no, but you were paying
Yeah,
during
but
the course of the
But
year.
it kicked me up, I think, probably. Kicks you up
tax,
another
the
bracket.
tax bracket. Okay,
you
yeah.
know?
So did you end up owing or?
I ended up getting money from the state, not a lot.
Okay.
And I ended up, I think, $600 to the government.
Owing?
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
hurts.
a big chunk. But you know what? I honestly try to look at it like seriously. That
It all evens out in the wash.
no, it's their money. It's like if my taxes were aligned properly, that would have come out. I'm not crazy about saying the government gets to take $600 from me, but I technically kind of kept it during the year. I guess if you look at it that way.
Yep, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Because I usually try to be like right around even. How do you try to do it?
I do now. So, but in the past, I before I really understood anything, which was like 2 years ago. I would.
Frank smiled. He did. He smiled. He thought.
He knows. So I would give the maximum in taxes, right? So I would get like, my paychecks would be paltry, and I would be getting back these huge chunks of money at the end of the year.
And you thought you were doing good.
Yeah, when I was talking to my dad's cousin, who's my accountant, and I said, hey, Glenn, am I doing things right here, or what am I doing? Why am I paying so much in taxes? And he's like, listen, see this, he's like, go down to your HR and your finance, and you tell them you want to do single zero or single or whatever it was. Yeah. So, and then my paycheck started increasing. So it's like, you pay now or you pay later, or the government makes money off of you, or they don't.
The flip side of that, I think the only way to really look at that, and your cousin probably explained it to you.
We can probably just keep this going.
Yeah.
Baseball.
It's not really baseball. Anyway,
let's do a financial show.
Because but that would be like a 10-minute show.
With our knowledge.
If they keep your money, you're not getting interest on it.
That's right.
If you keep your money, you're getting it and using it.
That's right.
They're keeping your money and probably how they're investing it or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But if you get your money weekly, then that's your money up front. That just $50 more a week is $2,500 a year.
There you go. And
that's a lot of money.
Depending on what you're doing with it, you could be gaining interest on that.
Yeah, you put it into our IRA.
Right, as opposed to the government be taking it and gaining interest on it. And there's two schools of thought looking at it. It's nice. It was nice at the end of the year to get a nice big.
Yeah, you look forward to it, right? You're going to pay this off or buy that.
That's
a chunk of change.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's $80 a week.
Yeah, exactly. And so on the flip side, it was nice getting $80 more a week in my paycheck.
Yeah, right? That's $300 more a month.
Yeah, and that's a little bit more tangible, I think, and you can see that, and maybe breaking even at the end of the year, owing a little bit or getting a little bit back. Then it's just a matter of, some people really rely on tax season for their tax returns, or they dread it like it's some people that we work with owing thousands and thousands of dollars at the end of the year because they don't pay taxes.
Like you and I, we have our mortgage interest to write off. And we work with guys that don't have. They own their house and they own this, they own that. There's nothing to write off.
No write-offs, right? And it's all income. And
so if that's the case, you've got to really prime up what you're losing every week gaining.
Yeah.
But that's not a
way.
problem for you or me right now.
No. It's going to be a big problem for you soon, but
can't wait.
No kind of issue for me for the foreseeable future. So, anyways, we're here about not about taxes and finance, but that was our tax season discussion. Anything else on that?
Well, my sister moved to South Carolina.
Okay, you told me that before.
And she just learned how to find us on YouTube. She's in South Carolina. She didn't think she was going to ever be able to watch us.
So we are on
so
YouTube.
I can make fun of her because she's not here now to swing at me, be waiting for me outside or anything, So somehow she figured out how to find it.
Okay.
So and she's in South, no state taxes. And it's like you and I were talking. They get you somehow. They got to get you somehow because everybody always more or less lives the same. Wouldn't you say in every state?
No.
Well, in relation to what you make, if everybody made if you and I made the same thing and we lived in South Carolina, we probably I shouldn't say that because my sister. I can't say my sister's a hillbilly. She moved there.
Okay, yeah, but she's a defector or a expat, but. The thing I will say is different, and you can attest to this because you watch these TV shows. We watch those house hunter shows and stuff.
Yeah, everyone loves those.
And so do I. And you see these people in South Carolina or Texas, and they're buying these spacious houses for $150,000. I know you said your sister's house was pretty nice for a very reasonable price.
Very reasonable price.
Whereas you compare the real estate, so we'll say real estate doesn't really add up.
You're right.
However, the income usually there's more of a disparity. So I would say that probably unless you have a really specialized profession, even us, we would probably take a pretty substantial hit in what we do down there, right? So if we went on the internet and looked at what we do, our jobs down there, it's probably significantly less.
I would agree.
Right?
I would agree.
And on the other flip side, and I don't know what made me just think about this, but say you live in the city and the cost
New York City?
The cost of living is exponential.
Yeah.
So
that means a lot, right?
A water treatment plant operator probably makes, 150, 200 grand a year just to pay his $8,000 a month rent in a one-bedroom studio. 400
square feet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like those little houses on the
tiny house, that? Which is the weird. Which I always think about you for some reason when I watch that. But anyway.
We were doing. Did you?
That thing, I don't know.
That's not even running.
Oh,
who cares?
Totally
it's gonna be one of those shows.
All right, so let's. I guess we can talk about a little baseball. I can get you some batteries for free.
The battery don't. Yeah, really.
So real quick, I had a big moment in the house last week. I turned the heat off.
I don't believe
It was
it.
a big moment. Oh yeah, the heat's off.
The heat's off.
Yesterday.
Is Megan still living there?
Yeah, I came home one day and the windows were open. I said, "Holy mackerel!" So she opened the windows before she left. So my thermostat is the highest it has been since probably September of last year, October.
What was the highest it got to?
Well, manually when it was on.
Yeah, when you set it yourself.
61, and that was like the deep freeze, and it's nice. I'm telling you, it's you go outside for 10 minutes, you come inside and it's 61.
Oh, I believe it. Oh, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. I honestly believe that.
It's a good trick.
But at night when you look over at Megan and the breath is frozen over her head.
Happens once in a while. Yeah, it's collateral damage. but
You should get Obamacare.
But I'm very ecstatic that spring is on the horizon here. The last couple days have been.
So are your air conditioners in yet?
Yeah. So anyways,
You gotta come over and help me with one, man. It's just too big. I'm too old now.
the last few days have been. Yesterday we were up in Middletown for. By the way, happy Easter.
Thank you.
Right, yesterday was Easter. 87 degrees.
In Middletown?
I said
What
to
was
Megan,
it here?
we
Was
got
it
like 80.
75?
Yeah.
Did it really get to 80?
Yeah, we
It
were
was nice.
pushing 80, yeah. And
It wasn't humid either.
oh, dude, it was perfect. There was a little breeze. It was like it would have been a perfect summer day, but it was unfortunate that it was Easter, right? Because the one day of the year where you kind of have to be inside and like spend time with the family, which is usually not fun anyways, regardless of the time of the year.
It's always hot there.
But yeah, it was a nice day to be sitting inside eating all day. So
What'd you have?
I had so we started out with brunch, right, at her dad's. So we had ham, obviously. We had 4 types of quiche. I don't know if you like quiche. Ah, dude, it was so good.
Real men don't
One of them had, that's what they say. One of them had sausage and onion. One had tomato and basil. One was just regular cheese, and one had was like a western with ham and
Sausage and onion don't sound too bad.
Oh my god, it was incredible. And then we had some French toast concoctions and some blueberry muffins. And
How much weight you put on yesterday, you think?
I stepped on the scale today.
3 pounds?
That's why I went to run before I came here. Normally I would just went home.
Did you run here from work?
I should have. I did. I put about 4 or 5 pounds on between yesterday and today. And then so for dinner we had beef tenderloin, which is like a giant fillet, which was we went to her mom's house in Middletown. They put cracked black pepper in it and put it in a pan and seared it and then put it in the oven. And then I made this like sauce, this cream sauce to go on top of it with these mashed potatoes that are called Lighthouse Inn potatoes. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're something famous. You know what Lighthouse Inn is? Mm-hmm. Well, apparently they used to have famous potatoes there, and her mom got the hold of the recipe. And it's like, dude, 1 scoop is probably like a week's worth of caloric intake. It's just ridiculous. And so we had that, and threw in some asparagus for
yeah, like it was gonna help.
give me my greens.
Like that was gonna help.
Yeah, so and then a couple of pieces of pie and everything else.
Oh
and by
my
the end of the day,
God.
I was cooked, man.
Well, wow.
Yeah, so I'm glad that's
That's
over.
a lot.
Yeah, I'll be eating salads for a few days. So, anyways, all right, let's talk about some baseball, right? So, if we lived in Massachusetts, we wouldn't be at work today.
What's
Today's Patriots Day.
Oh, that's right.
Today's a holiday in Massachusetts.
Is this when they run the marathon?
Yeah, marathon was this morning.
And they have like a 1 o'clock home game?
11 o'clock. Game's over.
They win?
Yeah, I won.
Okay.
So we were talking about it. So we would have had today off, which would have been nice. I've known people that have gone to see the marathon. They say it's like out of control fun. You wouldn't think so, right? Watching a bunch of people run.
Yeah, just in one spot.
But I guess it's just because of the whole thing about it. It's everybody
I
gathers.
do a Rosie Ruiz.
Huh?
Remember her? That
No.
she jumped in like halfway and then finished and thought everybody, oh, she won. She's at the best
She
time
almost
ever.
got away with it, right?
Kinda, but then someone had seen her like step in and they couldn't figure out why she wasn't as winded. That'd be like me, like 100 yards from before, jump in.
And that's like so genius to try to do. She get like arrested or anything?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It's fraud.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
They've been talking a lot on EI about the marathon because they say they're a marathon this time of year, and there was one lady that pooped her pants while she was running it. You didn't hear this one?
No.
I guess it was some famous
Did she
lady.
keep running?
I think so. All I can think is.
So the lesson is to wear a diaper when you
imagine?
compete. Oh, why did that even come up?
Because you said the lady cut in line.
That's got nothing to do with what you just said.
About the same thing.
Okay.
So apparently when you're running marathons and put your body into some like anaphylactic shock or something, you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, wear a diaper, man.
Poop and pee yourself. I guess so, maybe. All right, so as of right now, the Red Sox are sitting at 8-5 because they won today, so they were 7-5. They're 8-5, and the hottest team in baseball.
Unbelievable. Is it 8 wins?
The New York Yankees, 7 in a row because they started out 1-4. Somehow they have rattled off 7 wins. Every time I look at the box scores, or I look at the scores, and I say, "The hell's going on? What is this? The Twilight Zone? I mean, what?
This is the Twilight Zone right now.
What are they doing? I mean, what?
I can tell you exactly what's happening.
Go ahead. I mean,
do you want to know?
Well, I mean, besides the level of competition, and they've been getting really lucky.
Isn't it your job to beat whoever you play?
How else can you explain that CC Sabathia is better now than he was when he was like a rookie? He's got a 1.1 ERA, and he's 3-0.
You done?
It's ridiculous.
Okay, here's what you don't know. You don't see if you followed finances more, you'd know this. A new company bought Hostess, and they've energized the Twinkies.
Maybe some steroids or something.
I watched TCC pitch the other day, and they showed a side shot of it. I thought I was going to tweet you, but I knew you were doing something. Text you because I just thought to myself, he has to be 325. Has to be.
But look what's happened. He's gotten better.
You know what he's doing? He's pulled a Kurt Schilling.
Yeah. He's pitching and not.
He's pulled a Kurt Schilling. You know, he took last year, kind of got around it, and last year, honestly, it wasn't worth $25 million, but.
Well, the year he lost all the weight, he was terrible.
Yeah, but
right?
There was the knee, and you're still trying to be a power pitcher.
And the drinking.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious. Maybe that has something to do with it. Now he's sober. That's probably helping him.
You're probably right. But I mean, he's put all that weight back on. And he's strictly a pitcher now. In and out, change up, slider both sides of the plate, fastball in and out. He's not trying to blow anybody away, getting like 3 strikeouts a game.
Let's see him face out somebody other than the Tampa Bay Rays.
All I know is when he pitches, he leaves the game and the Yankees are in the game.
It's amazing.
My worst starting pitcher right now
It's Tanaka.
I
know.
Go figure.
I know.
Go figure.
He pitched a little bit better last time out, but I mean, his first 2 outings were.
The Yankees are winning games because the Yankees are scoring a little bit more than they were last year. They're 5th in runs, 5th in average instead of being 15th on both of those. Okay, their ERA is like 4th. Their bullpen ERA is 1.34.
Yeah.
So the Yankees are getting to the 7th inning of games.
You knew the bullpen was not going to be an issue this year.
Yeah, but the bullpen,
It's a matter of getting to it.
Well, that and we'll get burnt out if the starters don't do the job.
True.
So basically, I have Severino, who's pitched okay 3 times.
Pitched a lot better last time.
He's pitched okay 3 times. They pitched Montgomery the other day, and I liked that kid a lot. Lefty out of he went right through the system last year.
Never heard of him.
Pitched well last game. Is pitching again, I think tonight. And we have and Pineda's been pitching well. So
threw a no-hitter for 7 innings.
Perfect game.
Yeah, perfect game.
Really, right now, I'm not sitting here feeling like, okay, this is going to be good because there's just no way this holds. Because Pineda, it's going to be midnight soon.
Why not?
Because Pineda can't. He can't.
I hope you're right, man, because the way it looks now, it's demoralizing.
Personally, I think.
By the way, it's 2 weeks into the season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for.
You're being the rational one, and I'm being irrational.
I'm just being rational.
I know.
Because Headley's hitting 448.
Yeah.
And Ellsbury's is crushing the ball. Hicks and Romaine, who's replacing Sanchez, who's just gone for a month, he's going to be okay. It's not like it's going to be Tommy John or anything, just a bicep injury.
Those are usually indicative of high steroids.
Judge is doing okay. And Bird, who
Judge is doing okay. Judge is killing the ball.
Well, I'm just saying, it's better than he's striking out at 30% instead of 50%.
Isn't he hitting like 2 home runs a game?
No, he's not. I think he's got 2 home runs, but he's getting singles.
Maybe it's just every time
doubles.
Every time I turn on, he's like, this guy's doing something.
And on top of that, Bird, who's crushing the ball, was hitting like 0.48.
Yeah.
Goes 3 for 3, and it was like his average goes from 0.48. I looked it up. 0.48 to 165.
Is that amazing?
Just like that, went 3 for 3. So one more 3 for 3 game, and it'd be like it never happened.
I know, right? It's amazing.
So I really think and I told you this, on the offensive defensive side of the ball, I like the Yankee team better than I do the starting pitching because if Sabathia just keeps up, if Sabathia goes 12-10, I'll take it. But
This rate, he's gonna do better
Tanaka's
than
got
that.
to do better, and Pineda's not gonna. I don't care what anybody says. Pineda's not gonna get it done because they need him to be like a 2, not a erratic
4.
5.
Yeah.
You know.
Not a Clay Buchholz.
And I like Severino and Montgomery, but it's got to be learning curve for those guys again this year. And the Yankees lost their number 1 prospect to Tommy John. You probably followed that a little bit. The kid that they really liked that they
Torres?
drafted number 1. Pitcher.
Oh.
Drafted number 1 out of UCLA and was pitched well in spring. They loved him. Pitched well here, pitched well there, and went to AAA. Boom. First game out. Sore arm, and then that was it.
I hate to say this, but
Better now than right. He's 23. He'll be 25. He'll be back. So this has got to be about having more in your farm system too. We talk about that, okay? So we move to the next guy, Montgomery. He's pitching well. If Severino steps up, now the Yankees are looking. Okay, we got 2 guys that are pitching well there, you know. And so anyway, I don't want to talk about long term. I just want to talk about 2 weeks. They're all pitching well, and for that to happen has to be was it 2014 Red Sox?
Wow.
When everybody just played well, you know. Was it 2013 Red Sox
When they won the
team?
series?
When they won the World Series.
Yeah.
You know, it was pixie dust time.
Yes.
Nobody got hurt.
Yep.
Everybody played well. Everybody got the big hit. Everybody took turns getting the big hit.
They had the Boston bombing. Remember, Johnny Combs is hitting walk-off home runs.
Yeah, I know Headley isn't a 3. Actually, I think it was 340. He's not a 348 hitter. But if he just plays better.
No, he was hitting 400 something. I
maybe
looked it up this
it's
morning.
448.
Yeah.
Okay. And if Ellsbury just stays in the game and plays well, and I've always liked this Hicks kid. I told you that.
Yeah.
He was a number 1 pick for them, and maybe just everybody thinks they brought him too soon to the major leagues in Minnesota, and it screwed him up.
Yeah.
So he's the 4th outfielder, but he's playing like every other day full time.
Yeah.
Switch hitter, great defensive ball player. I'm not talking David Ortiz coming from Minnesota to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a guy that I think can do 250, you know, hit me 10 home runs and play great defense, and I can lose Gardner or Ellsbury and not feel it, and actually it probably be an uptick. Okay, because here's what I like:
A long season, dude.
Judge doing it, Hicks doing it. And that Frazier kid or somebody else, a couple kids are close, and if Ellsbury or Gardner hang around, so I guess right now it's just hitting on all cylinders. I lost Sanchez, but shit happens. Okay, I lost Sanchez, but he's going to be back. It'll be like a guy coming back in a trade we always talk about. And in the meantime, Romine's hitting the ball at 340 clip. You know, like what's his face? De Leon, is that how you say his name?
Ponce de Leon?
Yeah,
no, Sandy Leon.
Yeah, De Leon. Is that how you say his name?
No, Leon.
Leon,
So,
okay.
not De Leon.
Well, you know, he hits the baseball, but you know he can't do it full season for a year.
Well, I mean, he did it last year, but I know what you're saying. But I guess it's from the Yankees' perspective, it's kind of like a best case scenario right now. It started out.
That's exactly right.
It started out as a worst case scenario.
You're right, and you're right because when it gets to the 7th inning, the Yankees have an advantage nobody has. Doesn't make any difference. But their starting pitching to their offense doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
When they get to the 7th inning.
Yep. No, they're going to win.
And you're right. We were 1-4.
Yep.
And we were actually 1-2 and lost 2 1-run games.
Yeah.
And the bullpen actually gave up one of those games in the 7th inning. And the Yankees were that close to this. I don't really think the Yankees are going to the playoffs, but I think they could be at the bottom of the wild card and chase somebody. But the Yankees were this close to being 70 and 92. You know,
No,
1-4,
No.
1-4, and then it just comes apart.
That's the ultimate in hyperbole. So you think that?
No, it's not. They were that close. What I'm saying is, at 1-4, you lose a few more games and you're just not playing well, and then all of a sudden your season's over.
No,
you're 10 and 25, and there's no coming back because the Yankees aren't stacked.
After maybe 35, 50 games.
Yes,
I
that's
thought
all
you
I'm
meant
saying.
After 2 weeks.
No, all I'm saying is after 2 weeks, it would be like
If they were so they're 8-4 right now, right?
Right.
Say they were 3-9.
Right. No,
they're done?
No. 1-11. 1-11. See, but the Yankees.
What are the Blue Jays right now? The Blue Jays are like 2-10.
Yeah, but
They're gonna come back.
They're not gonna win the American League East.
I wouldn't be so sure.
No, I don't think they are. I think it's Baltimore, Boston.
I wouldn't be so sure.
And the Yankees don't have that kind of firepower. If the Yankees are 1-11, then 10-25, it's because Bird and Judge and Ellsbury and all those guys weren't working out. It's not because of. I looked down the Red Sox lineup at their batting average. Everybody's hitting 250 or better. Okay.
They're as of like 2 days ago.
Well, my point is the Yankees aren't stacked offensively, and those younger kids aren't Betts and Bradley and those guys yet.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So that's all I'm saying is the Yankees season was close to going into a tailspin because you get to be 1-6, 1-7,
Okay.
and everything. You get tight about this, you get tight about that.
I see what you're saying, especially, particularly when you have a team that's loaded with young players, and that can probably get in their heads.
And older guys in the mix, nobody in between.
Right, and that can probably get in their heads. Well, some of the older guys have to be there to kind of say, hey, listen, I've been through this before. We'll be okay. You know, like maybe like a Holiday or one of these guys. And I don't know what happened with him.
No, he's okay. He was just sick.
Okay, so he started out playing pretty well, but you know that was a good pickup, by the way.
I think it was a 1 year. It's a 1 year deal.
That's a guy I think
and
the Red Sox
and the kid Carter
Carter
at first base.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you're gonna.
I'm watching the other day. He strikes out twice in a row. in the seventh inning, it was 2-2. He has 2 outs, gets 2 strikes, shortens his swing. Base hit left field, drives in the run. I'm like, man, dude, how easy was that?
I know. But you know,
no home run.
Yeah, I know, but be prepared to watch a lot of whiffs out of that guy. He hit 40-something last year.
Big win.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know what? There's a reason the Yankees got him for $3 million.
That's right.
It's because he set the record. Did he set the record? Was it 172 strikeouts, something like that?
No, somebody. I think Ryan Howard holds
50%
the record.
50% of the time.
Yeah,
okay.
That guy's making $3 million. Dude, I think I could make contact 1 out of every. No, not every one.
Yeah, maybe 1 out of every 25.
1 out of every 25. Yeah. I'd be like,
that ain't yeah.
I wouldn't even be a good BP player.
You know what? You'd be playing in Norwich with those kids.
I don't think I've seen those kids. They throw hard. So yeah. So I mean, as of now, yeah.
I'm not complaining. I love it.
No, you should be very happy, and I should be very upset because I'm expecting things to go a certain way this season, right? As a prototypical Red Sox fan, and the Red Sox are supposed to go this way, and the Yankees are supposed to go this way, and eventually, I think probably not this year, but I think eventually their paths are going to converge, and
the Yankees will catch the Red Sox.
Yeah, and there'll be and the rivalry will return.
It'll be on again.
Right, because you have enough young players on each team, enough quality young players on each team that eventually their paths are going to cross again, and I think that's good. That's good for baseball, and I think it's good. I think going down the entire American League East, like I said last show, I think the American League East I see is very bunched up this year, and I think that's not going to really change. And I don't care what you say about Toronto, because if you look at Toronto's roster, especially their pitching staff, dude, they got
good pitching.
They got probably the second best pitcher in the American League East. In Aaron Sanchez, I think that kid is nasty. And then you got Stroman, who's awesome. Good. And then Jay Happ, who had a career year last year. And then they got Estrada.
And what's his face at the back end, Dickey.
That's right. He's still on the team. I forgot about that. So they got 5 quality starters.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good number 5.
Right, exactly.
That's having like Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. Yeah, I mean, he's better than Stephen Wright, that's for sure. But their bullpen is really bad.
And I think Martin's done.
Yeah.
And I think Batista's done.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to hurt them is their best player is in Cleveland.
That's right. So losing Encarnacion, that was a big one. Josh Donaldson's been hurt this year, so I think he's actually on the DL. So it's good for now.
For us.
Yeah, because I think that Toronto's going to make a furious comeback. I really do.
Well, they got waylaid for a while last year, and they made a furious run. Remember?
Yeah, because I mean they're stacked, man.
And they're not afraid to make a trade either.
Right. And don't forget, last year, that offense was just a powerhouse.
And Batista had an off year.
Yeah. And I mean, don't forget, they got Tulowitzki too.
Yeah.
I know, but still, I mean, the guy's got potential. He got talent. So, all right, so that's that. Let's move to the Red Sox for a minute. I want to talk some about the Red Sox. So, you were talking about, what's his face? Chris Carter. Chris Carter?
Yep.
Striking out so much.
Yep.
You know how long it's been since Mookie Betts has struck out?
How long?
123 at bats.
Wow. That's Joe DiMaggio-ish.
He's got since 1973. That's the longest record on the Red Sox. I think the longest record is 160 something at bats. I think Wade Boggs. Or was it Wade Boggs?
Every time you're putting the ball in play.
That's amazing. When you really think about it. So I was watching a little bit of the game today, and he was down 2 strikes to a pretty nasty pitcher. I forgot who was pitching for Tampa Bay, and I was like, oh man, it's gotta get him right here. It was like it was 0-2, right? And he's throwing something in the dirt. Guy hangs a changeup or something. Mookie hits it off the wall for a double. I'm like, wow. So yeah, and that's really impressive, especially in this day and age. Strikeouts are some of these guys are striking people out left and right.
Yeah, unlike the olden days, where guy would go 8 innings, maybe they bring somebody else in. Now there's a specialist for everything. And you're right, everybody coming in is throwing 95 and a wicked, wipeout slider.
Yeah, if you're not throwing 95, then you're not really part of a good part of a bullpen.
You're the long man.
Yeah, exactly. And you're probably throwing 92, right?
No.
So we had a weird 2 weeks with the Red Sox, right? With what happened between the beginning of the season and today. First of all, the Red Sox have not clicked at all, not one iota, and for them to be 8-5, I think, is a real testament. So first of all, they had almost the entire team got the flu.
Yeah.
Right? So they had games where they were running out AAA guys because they couldn't take guys on the road because they were sick. They don't want the rest of the team getting sick. So, Mookie Betts was out. And then they have this bereavement issue. So Bogarts, his grandmother died. He had to go out for bereavement. Now, Erod is out for paternity leave. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. This team is so fragmented. And then they got Jackie Bradley twist his knee running the bases. And just such freak things. Hanley had the flu. Pablo ate too much one day.
He's hitting like 150 too.
Yeah, he's doing terrible. And who else was sick?
Everybody's been sick.
Yeah, there was a game where Benintendi threw up in the dugout in the 6th inning, and it was like,
nice.
Holy crap. So I think that their offense is starting to get a little bit back on track. They're getting the team back together, which is nice. After 2 weeks, it's hard to really put your finger on where this team is. I think that they're as of right now, they're as usual frustrating. Right, I look at them as a frustrating team because.
Well, yeah, but you just got done saying that they've been fragmented. So why would you be frustrated?
Because I am.
Because you're a Red Sox fan.
Exactly. Because I expect perfection, and here's the thing: when they pitch, they don't hit. When they hit, they don't pitch.
Yeah, but that's
how they are right now. No, it's not.
That's interesting because you said that a couple of years ago. I remember you saying it exactly like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. And here's a funny thing: is that at the beginning of the season, I said the one thing that's going to sink the Red Sox, and maybe I'm wrong about this.
I thought that was your foot, sorry.
No. Was the bullpen. And the bullpen's been awesome so far this year. The bullpen has actually won them games. And they've got guys like, Heath Hembree out there, and Robbie Scott, and, Craig Kimbrell's pitched really well, unbelievably. Even Matt Barnes has been pretty good. So when they get guys like Thornburg and Carson Smith back, Joe Kelly
go in the tank.
Joe Kelly gets better. You're probably right. So you upset the balance.
You push all those guys in, bring those guys in, and they start getting hit.
Yeah, you upset that balance. But you had mentioned it with the Yankees bullpen, and it's the same thing with the Red Sox bullpen. It's getting burnt out, right? So the Red Sox starting pitching, we'll take Chris Sale out of the mix here for a second, but has been really not spectacular at all. Rick Porcello, any hopes he had of going back to back in Cy Young.
Well, that doesn't mean he doesn't get on a run here. But is his ERA like 7 or something like that?
It's not good. And even the games that he won, I think he's pitched. Let's say he's pitched 3 games so far this year.
Are you saying last year was a fluke?
No. He was good last year. No,
last year was a fluke in relation to what he's going to do this year.
I would say no, because I think that he knows what's wrong, and that the team knows what's wrong. He's just missing his pitches. He's not locating his pitches, and I think that's something that can be fixed. It's probably mechanical, right? So
I hope it is.
I know. Well, it's funny because they were saying, like you put a guy like Pedro and Rick Porcello next to each other, and you say, well, Pedro can miss his locations all day long and pitch a shutout. Rick Porcello doesn't have the kind of stuff to miss his location. Right. He doesn't throw hard enough, and his stuff isn't nasty enough. But when he hits his locations, he can be as effective as anybody. But this year hasn't been. Now, Stephen Wright was Stephen wrong the other day. He gave up 4 home runs in 2 innings, which was tough to watch. And he pitched today. He pitched okay. He ended up giving 3 runs in 6 innings. But
we take that. That's 4.5 ERA.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, he kept the team in the game.
Right.
Not bad. Pomerantz, coming off the DL, pitched like a 6-inning shutout, which is great to see. Next time out, not as great, but still, again, quality start for a 5th starter. Yeah, that's going to be an issue, dude. I mean, it's got we'll see how that pans out.
They're not even though their starting pitching looks like it could be like worldly. They're not deep in case something goes sideways.
Well, case in point, like I mentioned before, Eddie Rodriguez is out for paternity leave, right? So his wife's probably giving birth. And by the way, if you're a professional athlete, wouldn't you plan around the baseball season? I know they probably, so we're 2 weeks into the season, so it probably was like a little bit of a late one, but wouldn't you?
I don't think so.
Come on. Wouldn't you say, all right, let's have the baby in December? This is how
think you're
how
being
many major league babies do you think are born between like November and
Now there's
April?
an interesting stat to know.
Okay, there you go.
I'll bet you there's no difference in any relation. The kids are just born. And the
I
reason you
totally
probably
disagree.
don't, and the reason you probably don't hear about it is because you're a Red Sox fan, so you hear about Red Sox guys that go on paternity leave. I hear about Yankee guys, but we don't know about Cleveland or the Dodgers. How many guys go on paternity leave?
I gotta say,
Or they have the kid when they're home.
yeah, I just gotta say, maybe I just don't pay attention, but and it's not a pet peeve of mine, obviously. But I mean, I don't. It's not something I really remember a lot of happening. There was somebody that happened on the Mets a couple of years ago. And there was a big story. Was it David Murphy? Danny Murphy? Somebody left the team
Yeah.
for like a week, and it became a big
I
story.
think somebody died.
No, it was wife gave birth. It
Wife
might have been
gave
David
birth.
Wright even. Whoever it was a big
Okay.
story. It wasn't Matt Harvey. I know
Well,
that.
that's because it was the Mets. It's New York.
Yeah, I know. But
Easy there.
but so anyways, you were talking about you were talking about depth,
Right.
And, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And so Eddie Rodriguez is out and taking his place is Brian Johnson, who's this kid that the Red Sox have been high on forever.
He's left-handed, isn't he?
Yeah, they've been high on him forever. But dude, he's got anxiety problems, which is like
For getting in Boston.
a big issue. And then he's I didn't know this. He's gotten hit in the head with a comebacker, and he's got hit in the face with a comebacker.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if I got hit one time when I was in Little League. I was pitching, and ever since then, I know it was a Little League, it's a big difference, but I was scared to pitch.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Every time the kid would swing, I'd think the ball was coming right back
Yep,
at me.
yep.
And so I don't know how these guys get around that, but that's their depth right now because they can't call up Henry Owens because that guy's just a joke. And Kyle Kendrick, there's like roster ramifications on him. So yeah, there's not a lot of starting pitch depth. I will say though, real quick before we move on, is that Chris Sale is the real deal. This guy is,
Hate to say it.
oh my God, is he nasty. I mean, we knew he was nasty, but we never got to watch him really unless he was playing the Yankees or the Red Sox. And boy.
All I can hope for is that crazy delivery blows his arm out. That's all I can hope for.
That's what a lot of people say, and they say you can't believe his arm's being held together. And then, the optimist in me says, well, maybe it's just so crazy it works for him.
Is he 27 or 28?
I want to say
there,
he's
right?
28. Yeah, he's prime time, man.
The scary part is he might not have reached his prime yet.
Oh, and you know what? And here, the Red Sox have given him 3 runs in 3 games.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's his record?
He's 1-1. So he lost the game 2-1. He pitched. I think he struck out 12 guys and lost the game. He struck out 10 or more guys in all 3 of his starts. He is so nasty that he's like remember when Verlander would throw like into the 8th inning and he was throwing harder.
100 miles an hour.
He was throwing harder in the later innings.
Yeah.
That's what Chris Sale looks like.
How hard does he throw?
He throws upper 90s. He throws like 97, 98. He can hump it up there, man. But he's got those crazy sliders oh my God. And they say it's like almost impossible to pick up the ball coming out of his hand. But yeah, he's fun to watch. And he's like, I don't know if the Yankees haven't had a guy like this in a while, but so when the Red Sox had Pedro going, it was must-see TV.
Right.
You make sure you watch a Pedro start. And I think that's how it's going to be for Chris Sale this year. Who would you say the last guy for the Yankees was like that?
Well, Tanaka was not bad for a while.
One year,
but the Yankees were not in the winning mode, which really adds the excitement.
It does. It does. Yeah, it does. But
even Sabathia, when they got Sabathia, he was right at his prime. I wouldn't say he was like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? The Yankees have never really. Catfish Hunter.
Okay.
1978.
Wow. All right.
I make sure to watch every time he pitched. Yankees never really had. Yeah, I know I'm probably forgetting somebody.
Well, Roger Clemens.
Well, yeah, but I didn't consider it. No, because he was at the end.
Yeah.
He was at the end.
Well, you know what? In defense of that, how many guys are like that?
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was having this conversation a little while ago, and I was saying, okay, so you got all these like sub A pitchers. How many like A pitchers are there in baseball right now? Kershaw, Sale, right?
Yeah, depends. Syndergaard might
Syndergaard, I mean, maybe Scherzer.
Yeah.
There's not a lot though, right? I mean, there's
less
not a
than
lot
10, probably half a dozen or less.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably right. It would take us a while to really think about it. You'd have to go through each team and think about each team's best pitcher.
Like the kid for Chicago, is it Arrieta?
Yeah, I don't put him on that
level.
level.
No, I'm not. I'm saying there are guys like that, but much higher percentage than Sale and those guys. Exactly. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's call it A and A plus.
Right. So when you go back and you look at the Red Sox, how they even got Chris Sale it's amazing. It'd be like the Yankees somehow getting their hands on Clayton Kershaw, right? So I mean, we could have put Greinke on that list, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so it's amazing, and that's why I think I love Chris Sale. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, so you're okay with the trade now, is what you're saying?
Oh, I've been okay with it all the time, all along, dude.
You know what? I personally, even at the moment the trade happened, and I felt this way then, so this is how I feel. I feel like Chicago got fleeced.
She took the word straight out of my mouth.
I really do. I'm not saying that Mancada.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not going to be a good ball player.
He's going to be. I'm not stupid.
Okay. So.
He's in Double A though.
Let's say he's Donaldson.
Okay. They're comparing him to Cano. I don't know if that's fair.
Okay, so let's say it's Cano. Who would you rather have?
All day.
Well, you and I always, from the very first time we ever met, when we talked about baseball, we always thought you build it with pitching.
And we just answered
pitching.
We just answered our own question, and it'd be that you can't get your hands on a Chris Sale.
No.
Right? I mean, would you trade? Who on your team would you trade for Chris Sale? Anybody, basically.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, and I think the same thing with the Red Sox,
yeah.
And especially if it didn't have to come off your major league roster.
But that's a good question. But there's a limit.
Yeah, a number of guys.
Yeah,
you're not going to give up 10
It's
prospects.
like supposedly the White Sox were going to back away because
they wanted Benintendi.
Right, they wouldn't include him with the 3. I think it's 3.
It was 2 big ones and then a low.
So they wouldn't include it. So you might not have had Sale right now if you had to give up Benintendi. How would you feel about that? There's got to be a point like the Yankees have Torres, Frazier, and let's say Sanchez. Okay, let's say I had to give up those 3 guys for him. No. 3 position players?
Really?
3 position players?
I don't know.
If
it's a tough question because, like I said, you mean...
My point is, how far do you go?
Right. I mean,
it's like I'm a Viking fan. Remember when were you too young to remember the Herschel Walker trade?
No, but I know the specifics.
The Vikings gave up
everything.
Like for 3 years gave up everything.
Yeah.
And that's how Jimmy Johnson built what he built. And Herschel Walker was gone in like a year and a half.
Oh God.
So you tell me, you get one pitcher and you got no one around him.
Yeah, I mean, so it turns out that last year at the trading deadline, the White Sox wanted Benintendi and I think Betts and Mancada.
Okay, so would you have done that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have a limit.
Yeah, no.
I
guess you do.
You have a limit to one of the best 5 big pitchers in baseball. Clayton Kershaw?
Boy, it's tough, right?
Who would if you said to me, would you give up Sanchez, Torres, even though Torres isn't there, but I'm just going,
Yeah.
Torres and one other Yankee stud, okay, pitcher, Yankee stud farm kid. No, because I'm not going to give up a possible all-star shortstop, catcher, outfielder. No, for one guy that's going to pitch every 5 days.
Well, the Red Sox gave up a potential all-star second baseman and a potential all-star pitcher.
Right, but they didn't give up a position player on their team that's an all-star.
Bingo. They didn't give up anybody on the current major league roster, which speaks to Chicago getting fleeced.
I think they were fleeced. If they got like 5 guys, I'm like, okay, 2 of them will work out.
And not to mention, Chris Sale makes $13 million a year.
Yeah, because you got to think, what if they kept him and then traded him at the deadline this year? How desperate would the Red Sox have gone and said,
especially if David Price doesn't come back.
And I think Bradley was in there somehow too.
He was probably being dangling.
Yeah, if David Price doesn't come back.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox would.
We need to know how much time we have left. How much time we have left?
Probably about 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just go with it.
When
he tells us we're done, we're done.
Okay.
All right. What are you done with this?
15 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Are we done with this?
We're done. Well, okay. Are you done?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't want to bring up David Price. I was waiting to jump all over that.
Oh, go ahead. I mean,
David
Price is good. He's throwing.
He's good for nothing.
He's throwing batting practice now. I'm telling you.
They're taking him deep into the swamp.
Dude, I'm telling you. You mark my words.
He's coming back.
Going to be the greatest acquisition.
July trade line.
Yep.
Trade deadline acquisition.
Could
Okay,
be.
we'll see.
Could
Well,
be.
that's what you're hoping for.
You know what? If he comes back and he's healthy,
Okay.
it's going to be tough for you to dispute that.
I think it's up here for him.
Oh, totally.
It's up here for him.
Oh, it's totally up there.
I don't think it makes any difference. His arm probably don't even hurt.
Yeah, but you know what? Even last year, he had the worst year of his career, and he still won 18 games, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
not bad.
not for $32 million.
Are you paying a salary? I'm not, because I don't care how much he makes.
Yeah, yes, you are. Every time you turn Nesson on, you are.
True, I know. God, every time I see my cable.
And I am, and I don't even want to. I turn Nesson on.
God.
And he's not playing.
Oh my God, I know. All right, so yeah, that's the Red Sox and Yankees as of 2 weeks in.
Isn't it funny that that we're basically the same record? I thought about this yesterday too. I'm happy and you're not.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it speaks to expectations.
Exactly.
Right. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about real quick. Is that number one, Mitch Moreland has been way better than I thought he would be. All right.
Give it a chance.
He's doubled in almost every single game.
Give it a chance.
He started out in 7 straight games with a double.
He's useless. He is.
And,
he plays good defense. That's it.
Dude, he's batting 3-something. I know Chase Headley's batting 400, but
448.
I know. Andrew Benintendi, you mentioned what's his face's average going from .036 to Benintendi was batting like 230 on Friday, and today's batting like 320. Same thing. He went like 9 for 10 his last 10. This is fun. The
Yeah, it is.
variations
Yeah, it's a
in
good
the
time of
batting
year.
averages.
Yeah.
So, and then I had mentioned last show that the catching platoon for the Red Sox is going to be really awesome this year, and they have not disappointed so far.
Vasquez is crushing the ball.
Oh my God! Not even offensively. I don't care what they're doing offensively. You see these guys throw some runners out, and they say it on the broadcast, and they say, "We have no idea why guys are running on these guys. What are they thinking?" I mean, there's like no chance. I think one guy has stolen a base off the Red Sox this year, and he probably stole it off Steven Wright, who threw a knuckleball in the dirt. So that's fun when you have, because the Red Sox have like never had that. I mean, they've always had. Well, Veritek was never a really good throwing out guy.
They have a run reduction defense now.
They do, yeah. Especially when Jackie gets back, that's the premise of their defense is run prevention. All right, let's go some around the league, right? What do you say?
Let's do it.
We were talking about Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke earlier. Well, the two of them mixed it up the other day. And do you know what the significance of this game was?
No.
It's the most expensive pitching matchup in the history of baseball.
Really?
So between the two of them, they make $67 million this year.
Two players.
Guess how much total?
For career? I mean for their
contracts.
Half $500 million.
Pretty close. $421,500,000. Is that not unbelievable?
Is that amazing?
Now, what I will say is that we talk a lot about guys not living up to contract potentials, or how much they're making. Clayton Kershaw is not that guy. Clayton Kershaw should be making like $40 million a year. If David Price is making 31,
he will. I think he'd opt out year after next, like 2018.
Yeah, he's starting to get. Was he like 29 now?
No, he's like 27.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, would you give him $40 million for 5 years?
You know what you and I always say? If it's just money.
Jeez.
If the Yankees need pitching.
That guy is just so good. All right. Also talking about, we were talking about the American League East.
Yep.
And there's pretty good closers in the league. Chapman, I think, is the worst, but Zach Britton is probably the best.
Okay.
Do you know what's up with him now? He's on the DL.
Yep.
Forearm.
Yep. You know what that means? Never
Not
good.
Not good. Buck Showalter apparently said he's optimistic. It's no big deal. And that famous last words.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's been a pretty big power surge early this season. Now, after 2 weeks, there are 4 players that have 6 home runs. By the way, the Red Sox have 6 home runs. I don't know if you knew that or not. And that was only because they hit 2 yesterday. Chris Davis on Oakland, who hit, I think he hit over 40 last year.
Chris Davis, you mean Baltimore?
No, not Chris Khris.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's kind of like a obscure player out in Oakland.
Every player is obscure in Oakland.
Right. Yeah.
Jesse Hahn.
Yeah, that's right. Best pitcher out of Mystic. George Springer, UConn alum.
Yep.
George Springer did something funny. I want to say it's the first time since who was the second baseman there that spit in the umpire's face?
Sandy Alomar.
Yes.
No, not Sandy. Roberto.
No, Roberto Alomar. Yeah, first time since I think it was Roberto Alomar, a player hit a walk-off home run right? So a home run in a game, and then the following game hit a home run in the first inning.
Oh, really?
He did that the first week of the season. Pretty exciting. So also Cespedes had almost all those home runs in one game. and who's this guy? Eric Thames. Who's with
Thames.
Yeah, with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Is that the deaf guy?
No.
No, there was a guy in the Yankees that was deaf.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
also
George Steinbrenner.
Billy Martin, Babe Ruth.
Oh, man.
All right,
The good old
so
days.
also this is an interesting one. The Dodgers and the Brewers are in trade talks for Ryan Braun. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, I know. I read that, and I'm like, you know what? I don't trust what Ryan Braun is anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I have to look at his stats. I think he had a pretty good
He
season.
had an
last
excellent
year.
season last year, and they need some right-handed help. That wouldn't hurt them.
Yeah, and the
Is
Dodgers
that-
are stacked.
I think
man.
Ethier is like on the last year of his contract
Yeah,
finally.
and they're just stacked.
They're good.
And,
My brother's loving this.
yeah, I mean, and Milwaukee's, they're going in a different direction. But and then, excuse me, one other baseball thing. Rod Carew. Did you hear this story?
Yep.
How cool is this? He had a heart transplant, and it came from a NFL player
Right.
who was a tight end. And did you hear that? I heard Francesca talk about this. The only reason I meant to make a mental note of this. Rod Carew was 29 years old, and he was in the league. And this kid, I should have wrote his name down, but whatever his name was, Bobby, was 11, and he somehow met Rod Carew at the field or something, and he got his autograph and all this stuff. And he ended up all these
Because
years
he's
later
dead.
giving him his
Yeah,
heart. How
yeah.
cool is that?
That
And
is
I think he gave him a kidney too.
Nice.
So, that's a cool story, I thought. And then, so also the Masters, we mentioned before,
Loved it.
the Masters was up. Enjoyed it this year?
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Sergio won. I got no problem with that. Some people hate Sergio. I don't. I think Sergio kind of matured a lot, didn't he? He used to be a real jerk. Didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was just a 25-year-old that was worth $1 bazillion. You know.
He was the Tiger that couldn't live up to Tiger, right? They came up at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, a little younger.
He was. I heard a stat. He was 0 for he had
73.
He had never won a major. 0 for 73, and like, holy crap! How many years? It was like 19 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
He's been around forever.
Yep.
So yeah, he won the Masters. The Masters is like the kickoff of the spring, which is always awesome, fun to watch. By the way, we've had this conversation before, and I forgot to tell you. Definitely the most expensive ticket in all of sports. I looked it up.
Oh yeah.
Cheapest ticket you can find $1,700.
Yeah, my brother-in-law and I want to go, and we were like researching, like what? And supposedly for like 15 years you can't find a hotel within like 50 miles.
Oh yeah, forget it, right? Maybe you bring a tent and sleep in the woods if you're lucky. But
Good God.
yeah, $1,700
Yep.
to walk the course, and that's in comparison. I think like one of the most expensive Super Bowl tickets was $1,500.
Yeah, and the other thing is they sell like tickets for like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so you can go out when the players are practicing.
Right.
And those are over $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can buy tickets but you can only go to like a couple of holes or something. They segregate you. It's crazy. If you're a woman, don't even bother going, right? But one cool thing, I don't want to get
Careful,
too far.
don't get in any trouble
No,
here.
this has nothing to do with anything else.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but a lot of the concessions, they keep the same prices from like the old days. So you get like a burger for $2 there, or a soda for
Yeah, they got to do
$1.50.
something for you, but you just paid $1,500 to get in.
You got no money left to buy something to
Jeez.
eat.
Yeah, really.
That is kind of cool though. And then also the NBA playoffs started the other day.
I don't follow basketball
Not anymore? Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I think
I still think Westbrook's MVP though.
it has to be. There's no question about it. You don't break that kind of record and not be the MVP. And then this kid's good.
He's good.
So I usually maybe pay a little bit more attention in the playoffs because it's a little bit more exciting. But the regular season is just a joke. And then we talked about the Boston Marathon. I'll give you one guess who won what country on each side.
Ethiopian.
Close. Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah. So the Kenyans swept. Americans have no chance. They're talking about people finishing the marathon now in 2 hours.
It's unbelievable.
Like,
I couldn't get to work in 2 hours.
You know how long it would take us to finish that? If they said, okay, you can run, walk, however long it takes you to get through 26.6 miles, how long do you think it would take? 15 hours?
No, I'm thinking we'd have to take like the weekend off.
I'd be that person.
Start on Friday and hope to get to work by Monday.
I'd be that person that cut, like that lady.
We have Rosie Ruiz, I think her
Yeah,
name
that
was.
would be me. That would be ridiculous. All right, so anyways, that's it. That's all we got. You got anything else?
Yeah, I got a couple. Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
forgot.
Well, one of mine is for Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, please.
Do you know he
Enlighten me.
pitched to first 6,970 batters he pitched to before this happened?
A left-handed hitter hit a home run.
Back-to-back home runs.
Wow.
7,000 batters.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Another one is oh yeah, this. Okay, I thought you'd kind of like this one. I get a lot of good stuff out of Sports Illustrated. Okay, so this is
swimsuit-ish?
anyway. I was gonna say something, but no, it'd be really bad. Okay.
You haven't said anything else bad tonight.
Soccer, baseball, field hockey, NBA, and NFL. We're gonna pick one player in each one and talk about in one game how far do they run. So in those five sports.
Okay.
6 sports.
Yeah.
Who runs the most?
Soccer.
Field hockey runs 5.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Soccer 7 miles by the average player.
That's ridiculous.
I'm just gonna read.
That's not jogging either. Those guys are sprinting.
Field hockey's 5.5.
Yeah.
NBA, how many miles?
3.
2.5.
Okay.
Next is
Football.
Next is NFL.
1.8.
and they took what? There was defensive backs and wide receivers.
Okay, so 1.8.
1.25 miles.
Okay.
Baseball.
Not even a quarter.
1/8 of a mile. So if you raise your kid, raise him to be a baseball player.
That's why you got players like Pablo that are making $20 million a year. The fatsos. All right, I'm going to skip one of mine because I got a Clayton Kershaw one too.
Okay.
Who did Clayton Kershaw give up his first home run to a lefty to?
Oh man, I'm going to say who's the guy that played for the Red Sox and they traded him?
No.
No, who?
Luis Castillo.
Oh, never.
2008. Okay, Andrew McCutcheon just passed this player for fourth on all-time home run list for the Pirates with 177 home runs.
Roberto Clemente.
Nope.
Willie Stargell.
Nope.
Dave Parker.
Come on.
Think.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird when you think about it. I tell you, you're like, oh, really?
Manny Sanguian. Bob Robert. Yeah, he was a Pirates catcher. Bob Robertson. Renee Stennett. I don't know.
Barry Bonds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that pretty wild?
That's a good one.
I know, thank you.
That's before the steroids in the move.
Yeah, and then like another 650 or whatever. Yeah. And then last one is, who was the first African American to pitch in a major league game?
Satchel Paige.
Very good. July 7th, 1948. You know what he did that game?
No.
Complete game, 5-0 shutout.
Really?
Not bad, huh?
Impressive.
Not bad.
Impressive.
Okay, so that was on the heels of the Jackie Robinson day. I figured it'd be cool to
That
talk
was
about.
good. You know,
pitcher.
speaking of that, I flipped in when the Yankees were playing on Jackie Robinson.
You thought Mariano's pitching?
No. One a Yankee was wearing 42. I can't remember, starter, and I'm like, how did that kid get that number? You know, because I thought not only did they retire it, but it's Rivera's number, right? Yeah. And then I realized all of a sudden they showed a couple guys from the St. Louis. They had 42. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
All right. So, anyways,
I watch with the sound down. I watch baseball with the sound down.
Yeah,
I'm not real bright.
Okay, not at all. All right, we're Stocks and Stripes forever. Anything good for dinner tonight?
Steak strip. No, strip steak.
Nice. I had my fill of red meat, as I told you earlier.
What are you having tonight?
Shrimp tacos.
Oh yeah, that's good for you.
It's not?
In relation to trying to having some kind of drink and
No, I don't do drinks.
A protein drink.
No, I don't do that. I'm too young.
Put some alcohol in it.
All right, no, I don't drink alcohol either. It's,
not anymore.
It's a Monday. Okay, we're Stocks and Stripes forever. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We are out of here.
2 weeks.